is a true blessing. We help you write all your emails. Go and download our extension and try it out right now. Use WriteRight.
Hello, my name is Anish Madid, a ninth grader from Massachusetts and also the software developer for WriteRight. In my free time, I enjoy public speaking as well as math and computational biology.
Hi, I'm Isabella Vesely, and I'm in charge of editing and helping write and conduct market research. Here at Exeter, I spend my time playing violin, squash, and tennis.
And finally, hi, I'm Clark Wu, team leader of this project WriteRight. Here at Exeter, I'm a passionate singer, runner, and a jokester. But most importantly, I'm a student journalist. Now that means that I have to arrange a lot of interviews and schedule a lot of meetings, and I have to confirm a lot of quotes. And that means a lot of emails to be sent. This can be very stressful and time-consuming at times, especially in such a busy environment. In the previous competition, when we were brainstorming ideas, a click went off in my mind. What if, just what if, we can speed up or even automate the writing process, and in the meantime, sharpen our writing in the emails?
As Clark's roommate and teammate, I immediately resonated with this idea because of my dad. He only learned English when he came to the United States 20 years ago, and even today, it's still hard for him to communicate his ideas through email and oftentimes enlists for my help. This experience has been a great motivator throughout the development process and has helped narrow down our segmented market.
When Anish invited me to the team, I immediately said yes, because not only did I feel like my work ethic could contribute to the team, but I felt like public speaking would be a valuable part as well.
And so, with all this research and help from my teammates and myself, we have finalized a product and came up with a product statement. We feel that WriteRight is the web extension that can help create smart and personal writing.
In the modern world, people simply do not know how to write good professional emails. Students especially are bearing the brunt of this impact. My mom, who has been a university professor for over 2 decades, has seen the impact of digitalization on her students. As mobile phones become more and more used, professionalism and clarity in emails is lacking. But why are students writing these emails in the first place? These emails help students connect with teachers and allow them to ask for questions, ask for more feedback, while building a strong relationship. Together, these jobs help students achieve an academic advantage, and with WriteRight, we make that happen.
We know that the key to any successful business lies in their understanding of their consumers. So, to begin with, we asked our peers at Exeter, who would be a nice representation of our target audience? What would make email writing easier for them? And they came up with a wide variety of responses. People pointed to mechanics, to style, to concision, structured content. And then we asked a bunch of teachers how they would feel if they received an email with such problems or errors. And 87% of them reported that they would feel less obligated to respond to such emails. Now that's a crucial problem because we as students, we want to form a good chain of communication with our teachers. And this is counterproductive. This only cultivates miscommunication. WriteRight can craft so much more compelling emails. Another thing we looked at was the time and effort everyone took to write their own emails. Even though 14% may not look like a lot for a major problem, once we got more data, things became much more interesting. Now, as you can see here, more than 3 in 4 students actually spend more than 3 minutes on a single email. And the average time for a single writer to write a single email is about 6.5 minutes. Assuming that every student writes 10 emails every week, that would add up to more than an hour of writing time simply for emails every week. That is highly inefficient. WriteRight can reduce this time to 1 to 2 minutes every email. And finally, we asked ourselves who our ideal consumers would be. We concluded from our market research that English language learners, as they are still learning the language, would naturally struggle the most with email writing. But more, we choose to target U.S. public high school freshmen who are also encountering a new and challenging environment. And as my teammate Anish would later present, we also offer a school solution. So, U.S. private high schools or universities with a considerable international student population would also be within our target range.
With the consumer needs in mind, let's take a look at the developed prototype.
To begin, let's suppose that a student has an assignment coming up, but doesn't think that they have enough time to complete it and would like to ask their teacher for an extension. Let's try to write this email using Google's Smart Compose. This is where many of the students we surveyed sometimes get stuck. They don't know how to ask for something and express their feelings while also being professional. For now, let's assume that this student has a general grasp of how to write these kinds of emails. Notice how Smart Compose isn't able to construct full sentences. It is only able to complete ones that I have already started to save minimal time. Once the email is complete, the user may have to spend several minutes proofreading for errors, which takes up even more unnecessary time. They could even miss crucial details, like how in this email, there is no information about how long of an extension the student wants. Next, let's see how we would write the same email with WriteRight. After installing the software and providing us with demographic information, when the user wants to begin writing, they first choose one of our custom templates. In this example, they would choose the request and extension option. Then, all that's next is to answer a few short questions. Here, we ask for the required details, such as the name of the teacher and assignment. Afterwards, we ask for the other obligations that merit this extension. There's even a student tip for users that are still adjusting to the new environment of higher education. Finally, with the click of a button, an email is generated and is ready to be sent. In contrast to Google's Smart Compose, with WriteRight, a whole email was crafted in under a minute.
So how does WriteRight work? Well, for the user, the process is simple. First, they subscribe to our service, choosing either the free or paid account. When they do this, WriteRight connects directly to their email account, making it super convenient for them to use our service. Next, they complete a basic demographic survey, where we ask them basic questions such as what their name is and what grade they're in. This information is oftentimes used in emails and is automatically plugged in when needed. Next, whenever the user wants to write an email, they answer 2 to 4 multiple choice or short answer questions. And when the email is finally generated, they can copy and paste this into their email and edit freely before sending. The process is also simple on the back end. We store the basic demographic info, and whenever the user wants to write an email, we ask tailor-made questions to help the user think of what they need to put into this email. We then, together with our templates and this information, generate an email that is professional and succinct. Based off of our market research, many students struggle with starting where to begin on their emails. But with their question and answer based design, we get students thinking about what information they need to put in this email, kickstarting the email writing process. In addition, students don't know how to put their ideas into words. But with our pre-made templates, we help with this as well. In the future, we aim to create a WriteRight network of all users. For each user, we could store information such as, what emails does this person like? Do they like short and succinct emails? Or do they like more elaborate emails with greetings? In addition, we can generate student-oriented tips and tricks. For example, if a student is writing for an extension, but it's too early or too late, then we could inform them of this. And finally, we can align to behavioral patterns. For example, if a student often writes to this teacher in need of a question, then we can recognize that and serve this precise template to meet their needs every time.
WriteRight creates value by increasing productivity and instilling more purpose in emails through an easily accessible browser extension. This Chrome extension, which employs custom-made templates that address real student needs, help these users achieve more professional and articulate emails. In under 1 minute, students can construct these emails and ultimately save hours and hours of valuable time every single week. All students look to achieve the best possible grades and build stronger relationships while putting in the least amount of time and effort. Teachers, and also those on the receiving end, also look to answer all student questions and concerns while putting in the least amount of time and thought when reading and comprehending these emails. WriteRight ultimately saves time and effort for both those on the receiving end and the sending end.
By now, we have drawn a full circle, or what we envision WriteRight will be in the next few years. But what is our ultimate purpose? Why are we doing this, and why are we doing this right now? All around the world, more and more people are becoming more and more divided because language skills are becoming more and more exclusive. Email writing education is the first step to solving this issue. I know that many of you will ask, well, if everyone can write equally great emails, wouldn't it be unfair to those who can write very great emails, to those who tried really hard to get that advantage in the first place? The truth is, it's very easy for us to fall into the trap of perceiving high-quality expression, whether in what we say or in text, as a privilege. We believe that it's something everyone should be entitled to, a right, if you will. Emails are the most fundamental form of professional communication nowadays. It's like a knock on the door before you enter a greater competition of niche and trained abilities. All we want to do is to make that knock on the door easy enough so that everyone can access that competition. By helping students, we hope to place everyone on a level playing field. In the future, we want users to think of WriteRight as a calculator. You give us the input, you tell us what you want, and we will give it to you. There is no single right way of writing emails, though. There is no single right way of writing anything. As my English teacher often tells me, we have to find our own voice. In that way, we write our own right. I know that we as high schoolers, we cannot transform education in a single overtime pitch. But I do know that I have the ambition, that we have the ambition. Because we, as WriteRight, we will fight to get you write your right.